then.
Alright, we're on. You good to go?
I don't need this shit. I have better things to do than.
I'm here with my boy. What's up? What's up? I'm like, bro, watch out. Like, I'm not.
Deception.
We're already started like 10 seconds ago, bro.
We're good. Okay, perfect. You sound great.
Nice.
Karla Garcia. I'm so happy, guys. I've been trying to have you on the pod. Not only for Garcia last name, but also because I'm proud to announce that you are finished with production of your first film, MIRA. I'm so excited. Talk about that a little bit. How's that going now in the process? We'll talk about the pre-production, but how's that going now?
Where do I start?
Yeah.
I think like so far so good. Right now we're in the coloring process and we're simultaneously working with sound design.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to Karen.
Shout out to Karen. Period. Shout out to Ashton too for also doing sound design.
Hell yeah.
I think when it comes to pre-production, it was a lot. I think like what I struggled with was the most is to find the story because I just knew what it visually needed to look like.
Right.
Just because I like horror films. I like. Something's up here.
Yeah,
something's going up
wrong.
here. Something's wrong. No, literally. Something's going up. So it was just a very hard pre-production. But post-production was a very interesting experience just because, spoiler alert, I do be acting.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so it's like...
Spoiler alert.
It's, yeah, little spoiler alert. So it's very... it was very difficult just because I'm a very indecisive person. So I was doing test shots back and forth.
Right.
So
Hey, you were prepared though. That's good.
Yeah, which
prepared.
I feel like if you were to just throw me on the spot, I wouldn't know my decisions. It would have been a horrible experience for everyone.
Never again am I doing that, bro. I think I will have to take that influence from you, dude. Because to be more prepared about it is what I'm saying.
It's better to be over prepared.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like I just needed the angles, the lighting, literally where Kat's gonna sit. Shout out to Kat, my collaborator. Where she's literally gonna sit in the room, how we're gonna put up the camera. Literally, I had to think about every single thing, down to the costume and everything. Just because, like, again, I'm a very indecisive person. So if say the makeup artist comes up to me and be like, okay, what do you want? And I'm like, no, whatever looks good. That doesn't give them a constructive criticism. So I don't know. I just wanted to be prepared.
It's amazing, dude. We've only seen, I believe, 2 rough cuts, right? 3 rough cuts.
I think 3.
3. So you did, okay, 3 rough cuts.
Yes.
We haven't seen the finished product.
No, sir.
I remember watching you in the labs. And you could just hear, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It's cool because I think that's part of it, you know. It's part of the process.
Loud?
No, that's a good thing. I'm it's a compliment. I say that because it's part of the reason why we do this. Like, oh snap, the creativity, the collaboration with your editor, and your editor's on it. Shout out to Jackson.
He's so talented.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Sure.
And when I was, doing my thing, you could hear like, oh, every moment. Yep, that's it. That's the one. And so shout out to the editors out there because the patience that they have.
They have a huge role. A very huge role. They make the story. And that's why I'm so grateful to have Jackson. Shout out to Rod too.
Oh, shout out to Rod.
There's so many shout outs.
Right. Let's just shout out.
Shout out to these people.
One of the things that I want to talk about is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been here for 2 or 4 years?
Maybe for 4 years.
So you've been here like us, 4
definitely.
years. Holy crap, this time fly. How do you feel about it, dude?
Thank God.
I'm done.
I feel like Monterey was cute. Monterey was fine. But I'm such an LA girl. I gotta
really?
head back.
Really? You're a city girl.
I think I'm a city girl. I'm a city girl. Yeah. No, I think it was very interesting to like have that difference in setting just because like I never been outside of California to begin with. So it's like I think it was very like refreshing and I'm very grateful to meet everyone, honestly. Just because like it's one of the, and you know what, maybe it's like leaving a little like soccer moment of like, where are you gonna go after? Just because I want to work with y'all after, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like so I'm very
part
grateful.
of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's part of it. We'll skip to little topics that I have here, but one of the things you hit that I love about not just the school, but the people, the program, the collaborators.
Right.
In the last 4 years, we've created this networking thing, and what makes me sad, Karla, what makes me sad is that this year we barely started talking.
I know.
That's crazy, right? And I think I've seen you around, maybe in pandemic time. We saw each other's photos right there or something, you know. It's sad, but at the same time, we, like us, people grew networking, relationships, business relationships.
Definitely.
And I love that about here because it's so small. Yes.
You know literally everyone.
It's the best part, and I think one of the things that I also love is that people say, and I believe it, let's work together. Let's work together. Well, especially these people, you know, especially these people that we've collaborated with. And in your production, you collaborated with Kat, and you're a director of and writer of this film.
Right.
Your film, which is a horror film, it's amazing, and I bet when I heard it in the edit, it sounds amazing. And in the final product, what are you trying to deliver with your film? I know there's a horror film, but what are you trying to give to the people, if that makes sense?
I think I want to give them a different interpretation. I think with my interpretation with the film, I think there's so many different Easter eggs that I want people to find. I think that was another thing that I'm very proud of the film, that I added Easter eggs. You know, MIRA, if you don't speak Spanish, it means to see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of eyes in the film. There's a lot of similarities in the film. One thing, shout out to Karen for giving me her little teacup. Or not her teacup, what is it, to boil the water? The kettle.
Oh, the kettle. Oh.
The kettle. It has the feathers like the entity, but it didn't have much of a highlight that I anticipated. I don't know. There's just a bunch of Easter eggs, but I think the overall is to understand that it's okay to let go. I think that's something that
There's a deeper message there.
Yeah, I definitely struggle with that a lot. I mean, there's different attributes to the film that kind of encapsulate what's going up in this noggin right here. But I think I just want people to, you know, enjoy it, but also to get that message that it's okay to let go, but also to think deeper in it, just because that's what I have always seen films as what's the deeper meaning behind this, which is why I love Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is one of my biggest inspos, just because there's always an Easter egg, and there's always a deeper meaning to everything. And you know, maybe I don't know how much you're into or how much you've seen Stan Twitter or something where they analyze movies, they overanalyze music videos and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm giving it to everybody.
Interesting.
Whole world, you know?
Isn't it crazy to think that you have all this creativity for film and this love for film?
Yeah.
What would have done before? What was your dream before? Was there a dream before filmmaking? Did you want to be a lawyer, a doctor? What was it? What you want to do?
I think that's hard to say, just because a lot of the directions that I wanted to go to was heavily influenced by being at a STEM-based school. I was trying to get into dermatology.
Dermatology, that's the skin.
Yeah, little skincare routine, you know,
interesting.
Stuff like that. I also wanted it, if that didn't work out, become a makeup artist, because that's what I do best, I guess. You know, I don't know. I think I've always wanted to do film. I've always wanted to do storytelling and creating things
in some sort of manner, or just film.
Well, before music.
Oh, nice.
I used to play bass guitar.
You sing? Oh, let's say you sing.
No, I wish. What? I would not shut up if I knew how to sing. But I think I used to play bass guitar and piano, so I was applying to universities as a music major.
Really?
And then this was the only school that I applied as a film major, aside from UCLA. But the thing is, with UCLA, you need to submit a portfolio, and being at a STEM-based school, you never have resources or outlets to.
Got it.
So here I am.
Interesting.
Here I am.
That's crazy. We wouldn't imagine a piano player, Karla. You know, she, I ain't making movies. I'm making beats.
Yeah, literally, I'm on some Beethoven shit. Oh yeah.
That's dope, dude. I question people like that, because there's people, when people think about filmmakers, young filmmakers, student film, whatever, they're like, why'd you want to do this? You know, it's almost that stereotype. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this. Not knowing about it is crazy to me, because I think that's what motivates us. But the stereotype is that for student filmmakers or young filmmakers, will they make it into the industry? That's a huge stereotype, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And you see all these maybe alumni who go into it, and I don't know. How do you feel about that stereotype?
I think, in my perspective, growing up in a very like heavy, growing up Latina, it was also pushed against me of like, okay, so when are you gonna become a lawyer? When are you gonna help me out? When are you gonna like become a doctor, help my broken foot? I don't know. Like, you know, and I think like even that, I guess, quote unquote stereotype is also within myself of like, am I gonna make it? Am I creative enough? Am I, you know? But I mean, and then it's interesting because I was talking with Karen yesterday about how like I think even then people outside of like our department don't take us seriously, in the sense that like when we go to the places that we go film, they think that we're just gonna pull up our phone and film. Like it's not a serious production. Like she had a lot of struggle with like having, you know, her location to begin with.
Right,
They
right
didn't
on.
think it was gonna be a production. So I think there's definitely a lot of obstacles, but I think like for me, I'm winging it.
Yeah.
Like I'm winging it. I'm
I
trying
think-
to see like what connections can I go through, what if my creativity can allow the storytelling that I want, you know. So it's definitely a worry of myself that am I gonna pay the bills? Am I gonna pay off my credit card? You know.
You will. I'm sure you figure it out.
Crossing my fingers. Oh yeah. But I think it's a very valid concern, but I don't want to take it as like a inevitable worry, I guess.
Yes,
you know?
I think that's one of the things that scares us. I've had multiple conversations about this with people, or multiple. I just have conversations about this, and people are just like, "Man, I'm just gonna work here. I'm just gonna work there," but they don't seem to have that vision. Like, I don't know, but I see you have a vision. Like, hey, man, I'm trying to go make movies. I'm trying to do this
for real,
because we have there's a thing that who said it? I forgot, somebody said it. I think it was Justin, but we have that itch to produce films, to shoot a film, whatever. We have that itch, and it's weird because just a couple days ago, I wanted to be on set. I'm like, man, we should do something, you know. It's that feeling, you know, like I want to go back out there.
Yeah, literally, I was like, should I make the bumper?
So I was
Should I make the bumper?
kind of want to rent out the red camera and something.
No,
just
literally, yeah. I don't know. Like I always want to make something. Like literally, I was talking to Kat. Like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Like I want to do my second pitch that I did for Capstone. I want to like work
Why
on
not?
other things. I don't know. I enjoy being on set. I'm a production type of gal.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
Coming to college, when you came and you conquered.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you say, in your 4 years that you've been here, has it been worth it for you? Be real.
Damn, is it worth it? I mean, I think it was worth it in the sense of the connections that I've built,
Yes,
in the
yes.
sense of the people that I've met, in the sense of the resources that the department gives us. I think that's worth it. However, I would like to see more improvement in our department, not only within like the student body, but as well as like our department. And I guess that's not necessarily their fault. It's the CSU who has to give us like all that moolah, all that guap. Just to, like for us to like have the like similar resources as, you know, the outside world. But
Right.
I mean, in a sense, I think so. I think I'm always grateful for the experiences that I have, and even this experience, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like I think
Yeah.
I think things are worth it when you look at it at things that benefit you and your development, you know.
It's scary because the appreciation that I've noticed, the professors, Rod, everybody. I can name everybody, but
Just Rod.
yeah, like sorry, dudes. Sorry, dude. The professors, I can name them all, but they've really helped us out. Shout out to Luis, who's criticized pretty harsh, but in a good way, in a very brutal honesty, to make it the film it is right now, right? And just thinking about it now, I think it's kind of scary to think about the future, think about right now, even though you're coloring in your stage,
No, yeah.
it's still thinking about just a couple weeks from now we're gonna premiere our film. You know,
Literally.
You know,
I've been asking people, what are you gonna wear? Like, I've been like, what are you gonna wear? Like, I don't know.
what are you gonna wear? What are you gonna wear? No, sorry.
I'm gonna wear an off-the-shoulder black dress.
What does that mean, guys?
Like, kind of like. Okay, fashion. Yeah, it's gonna be like, you know,
so
shoulder
one
moment.
shoulder,
I'm
one
gonna
shoulder.
expose my shoulders.
Oh,
Yes.
got it,
People are
got
gonna
it.
now know what my shoulders
You know,
look
just
like.
because that I might expose my shoulder too, man. Now I'm like,
Now you have to. I gotta see your shoulders in the film festival.
I love that. People are asking. Yeah, I feel like
Literally, because it's like I feel like it was like it's like the final hurrah now. Like it's like, oh, thank God we're here now. But it's also nerve wracking because like I'm gonna be on screen more than once. Everyone else is gonna be on screen more than once.
right.
It's like it's one of those things that's now it's not capstone reactions or capstone student reactions. It's everyone else, which is the audience that you should be not should be catering to, but the audience who will give you that reaction.
Yeah.
Whatever reaction that will be, you know.
And apparently, it's gonna get packed.
I know. Our class is big as fuck. Our class is
Unnecessarily.
huge, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's going to be like a 20-hour film festival. People are going to be waiting at a no, but like,
I don't know. I
it's
hope
going to
not.
be.
Like to that they don't wait in the lobby.
Oh, yeah, no, I hope not.
To bring your family earlier.
Please come here. No, for sure, yeah. But I mean, definitely, I think it's going to be a different experience this year just because, like, it is a lot of us and it's a lot of supporters, families, friends, you know what I mean? So it's like, and like you're also getting the reaction from people who's supporting others in that film festival.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think about it. Like I'm thinking about it since freshman year. Like the first time I've ever been to the film festival, I was like, ooh,
This is what it is.
this is what it is.
There's a lot of people.
I'm wearing sweats and like my hair up. Everyone's all fancy.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's beautiful to see. It's kind of gonna be to me. It's gonna be almost in a good way, overwhelming. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm afraid a little bit. Not afraid. No, it's a bad thing. I'm anxious.
Yeah.
Anxious. It's the better word. In the process that you've been throughout the 4 years of becoming the filmmaker that you are today, how has that been? What's that been like? I guess your college learning experience of filmmaking.
I feel like I didn't fit that label just because if I'm gonna be honest, like in the beginning of like getting into the film classes, I was always comparing my potential to others. I feel like I've always heard your name around. I've heard your name around. I've heard everyone's name around that like I thought, okay, I don't think I'll ever connect with these people just because I think they're already connecting with those who are already thriving. So I feel like I was like, damn, I'm gonna do my capstone by myself. I'm gonna be my own gaffer, my own DP. No, literally, like I don't know. Like I think like I had a vision of what a filmmaker was because everyone else set the bar, which you know I guess is a compliment to everyone because it's like I didn't know if I was going to get to that point where people would look at my work and be like, oh shit, she kind of did that. Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
I think you're gonna get that reaction, dude.
I didn't. Yeah, you know, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to get that reaction, and so I'm grateful for it. But I think like now calling myself a filmmaker is definitely something that I want to continue to be called as, because that's the only thing I'm gonna do.
Hell yeah,
you
dude.
know, yeah.
And I love that because it's very inspirational. A lot of young freshmen that they what we were 4 years ago.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they're freshmen now. What type of advice would you give them? Coming from what you just said.
I think don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I think that was one thing that I had to learn, because if I would have made a mistake in like post or pre or during production, I was like, shit, now no one will work with me again. Now no one, like I'm not the way that my professor should see me as, the way that my like compañeros would like see me as. It's like, oh, I'm never gonna get to that point. But it's like, no, everyone is learning. Like I genuinely thought that everyone had their shit together, honestly. And people kept telling me that they're not, so I'm not shitting on anybody. But like I would deadass be like,
I get banned.
Huh?
I get banned, like Karla.
No,
You know?
oh my god, please.
No.
No, but like I honestly wouldn't have thought the hardships that
Yeah.
everyone experienced would be a thing, because I thought that everyone had their shit together, and I thought that everyone like knew what they wanted from the beginning to the end. And some people do, but there's always room for mistakes, but there's also room for improvement. And don't be afraid for that. Don't be afraid to grow, because at the end of the day, like, this is a learning career. This is not like you have to be on a certain level, you know. Yeah, that's my TED talk. Actually,
And we're done with the podcast, guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
No, I love that. I really do. And it's something that not every freshman, but every young filmmaker who wants to be a filmmaker should hear, because we get this type of, I don't want to say anxiety, but we get this type of fear, this worry that, like, hey, I don't want to compare myself to this person, to this group. But it's crazy you say that. You said you've heard our names, but at the same time, man, like, I've heard your name, like, oh crap, let's work together. I'm like, yeah, I want to, yeah, definitely. And especially from, shout out to Ashley. In hearing your story, I think also hearing other people's stories kind of helps out who and what they are, and how they want to work. And once because I'm gonna be real with you, I am not a huge fan of horror films.
That's what Ashley told me too. Everyone tells me that, and they worked on it.
Hey, dog.
Oh my god, dude.
It's but you gotta remember, that's why I asked you. There's a deeper message there, for sure, and that's what I love about it, right? And that's why, and I'm glad that I was able to help you out a little bit with your production, with your whole film,
right?
It's something that you briefly talked about in film, or what film is for you. The support from your parents, the support from your people. Currently now you're almost done at the home stretch, right? You're there. How do they feel it about now? Oh crap, Karla's making a film. What do they like? What's that like?
I think they still don't understand.
Really? Oh,
I think, like,
welcome to the club.
No, literally. Well, I think, like, it's funny because, like, my mom sings in film, and that's my mom. My mom's the doll. My mom's the voice. Yeah. That's right. No, you're good. I think, like, well, my dad is very supportive. I'm very grateful. He's also a movie head. We always talk about, like, Moon Knight specifically, our favorite show.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But I think my mom, I think what got her to understand the concept of it is literally when I showed her my final for intro to animation.
You took animation class.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I took it because I want to know everything. Like, I want to be good, at least at a good level of everything. But, like, I think they still don't understand the concept just because, unfortunately, they want to see the pay, you know? And, girl, I'm just starting. You know what I mean? I just started, literally. But I'm grateful that they give me the support, that do whatever you do as long as you can be financially stable and mentally stable, you know? Because I struggled with that for so long that, and I still do, you know? It's I don't have the best days every day, but they that's what encourages me, that as long as they see that this is making me happy, then, you know, whatever. I got the degree. I'm the first one with the degree. You know what I mean?
It's awesome.
So,
first generation.
First gen.
That's dope because I don't want to be mean to my brother, but
no, same. Me.
But like when my brother was actually going to college, he went to SJVC.
Nice.
I don't know if I should share this, but I'm gonna share it. He spent about he spent about $5,000 to $6,000, and compared to how much I spent, it's not a lot, but still, he went into the medical field, and the fool didn't use anything for it, man. He didn't want to use anything for it. So it's something that I think Latino parents, our culture, right? They want to see something. They want to see work. They want to see pay.
Some prueba, like some proof.
Every single time I go see my parents, they ask me, they're like, okay, so have you applied to any jobs? Have you, where were you looking? And I tell my dad, I'm getting out of California, first of all, bro.
No, honestly, yeah.
And that's one of my dreams that I'm trying to get out. No, not right now, but I want to leave California.
I was say, damn, right now? Like, you leaving right now?
I have a couple hours. Skip the festival.
You gotta fly in a couple minutes.
It's one of the dreams that I'm trying to get out of California in like 30, 20 years. What do you see? I don't want to ask that question because that's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see it. I don't know. Next question.
Gonna play. Next. Pass.
I don't. Yeah.
Let me look what my next question was then.
You flip the pages. I don't know what to ask.
Okay. I got one.
I mean, I could answer that question, but I don't.
I don't like that question personally. I wouldn't like,
for sure.
to be honest, I don't like that question. But one of the things that I think, specifically talking about CART program, which is our film program here,
right?
What's the most memorable thing you're gonna remember, if you can pinpoint?
That's a good question.
It could probably be your capstone.
Yeah.
Is there a moment in your capstone you're just like, damn, that was funny? That was funny as hell. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of memorable moments. I'll name a couple.
Yeah, go for it.
One, I remember in cinematography, me and Ashley Tamayo were struggling so hard with that damn C-stand. I kid you not, that shit is my worst enemy. And like Christian was just looking at us like struggle. Yeah, no, he was just minding his own business. Like he was in our group and we were like, dude, how the fuck do we put the C-stand to the stand? It wasn't opening and we took literally forever. But I think like, I don't know. It was just funny, but I think I felt so vulnerable in that moment. I was like, oh, now I'm so stupid. I'm never gonna be a gaffer.
If people look up, I'm probably gonna put a picture up.
Yeah,
right
put it right here.
And now.
Right here.
See, like it's where the flags go, it's where the lights go, and it is hard because you
have to twist it to like make it stand,
and then it moves. I don't. It's a lot to work with. To be honest, that's why I'm not a gaffer yet, or not yet at all.
At all, no, literally.
Actually, gaffed for a capstone. Man, that was tough.
Really?
That was tough.
What capstone?
Were you in game night? Were you? No, that one. It was Ivan's capstone.
Oh yeah.
I was gaffer for that one. It was tough.
Really?
A lot of work. It was hot. But shout out to you guys. You
did good with the lighting.
Yeah.
You did good with the lighting. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Please go.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I was just gonna say like even just the moments of being in the editing suites, just having interactions with like the small interactions with y'all, like even like during the sets that we worked together on, like with Maritza's, Alyssa's, like I think like those moments that I like finally found people who kind of have the same passion as mine. I'm like, okay, work. T, like I you know, yeah, dude. I'm grateful for those like little memories, and even just going into like the office hours with Rod to kind of like understand what editing really means. Because I wish I was better at post. I can cut a video. Yeah, you know, I could make a sequence. You know, but I
import and export.
I can import and export. But no, I mean, it's just little moments like that that I'll forever to hold on to.
Yeah. I think it's almost bittersweet because shout out to Rod because we're doing hella Rod right now.
Rod. Take a shot for every time we say Rod.
He's leaving us. I heard about that. I barely found that out like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, I feel left out, low key.
No, literally me saying like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's amazing because I think he's never yelled at anybody. He's never gotten anyone in trouble type of deal, or like not anyone like in high school where I used to get in trouble a lot in high school, man.
Really?
Yeah, I was a bad kid in high school, dude. You? Really? What about you? Were you bad, like a good girl, bad girl? Like,
let's take a step back. I mean, I was in a lot of AP. I was with the loud people, but I guess I was also
loud people. What does that mean? Like my people.
Like I fucked around a lot with like my friends, but I guess like in classrooms I'm so shy.
Oh really? Oh, you were okay. So
I think I still am. It's hard for me to like open up, but I think like I was an AP student. I was taking the honors classes.
Really? Oh,
I was doing extracurriculars.
I'm not surprised at all. You are very smart, dude. Come on now.
Stop.
So to me, I wasn't like that academically. I was taking like what's it like? I was taking Spanish 1. Spanish 1, like 101. I knew like. Donde está la like it was there, and I'm like in here like wow, I really, because at the time, to be honest, my Spanish is a little off to me when I'm talking to my parents. Myrtle was making fun of me because the way I talk is very Americano, very very white. Shout out to the white people. No, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute.
Take a step back.
No, there's it's funny because my mom, she tells me that, hey man, like you need to work on your Spanish. And lately I've been working on it, man. And when I remember high school times, I'm just like, man, I didn't learn because I didn't want to learn, and I was just really bad kid. That's just how it was, dude.
Right.
And then I wanted to become a filmmaker.
And then, screw the Spanish. I don't care about language.
No, now I'm like 1 to 10. It's funny when I applied to applications like for jobs. It asked me, "What's your level for Spanish?" Or like, and I put advanced.
Bye.
You gotta lie a little bit, don't you?
No, but you know what's interesting though? I think like at least for my school, they taught us like the Spaniard Spanish, like the, I don't want to say proper, but like the expected Spanish level. I always spoke slang in my household, so like when I would speak like Spanish in those classrooms, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
What are you saying, bro?
Like I'd be like, I don't even know. Like mira ese cipota. Cipota means little kid in like Hondureña. So like when I would be like, when we would talk about like, ew, that sounds weird talking to kids. Like in stories when we'd be like, mira, oh, este cipota está haciendo my professor would be like, what the fuck are you saying? What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, sorry, niño. You know, like I think like there's always I had trouble in Spanish classes too, but like they put me to Spanish too right away, just because, which is funny because I don't know about your high school, but the only language class we had was Spanish at a Hispanic institution. So it's like they just wanted us to pass as opposed to learning a whole different language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we only had Spanish too.
But I mean, I love teaching other Spanish just because I feel like, because being Central American is very different from like any other culture, obviously, which is vice versa. So it's like Spanish is always gonna look different. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's the podcast, guys.
There's so many endings. You just wanted to go. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Because you always end up like, that's just it.
Because I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to end conversations.
What I do, I've noticed, like, I hear a lot of podcasts. It's so funny. When there's this guy I listen to, his name's Craig Conant. Do you know him?
Is that the one you
met? I love him so much.
I was like, oh, wow, this is your fangirl moment.
This
is like,
when I met him, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways,
congrats, dude. That's pretty cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He looked at, whenever he before I say this, when he does his stand up, he looks at everybody directly, and I just love that. He's just having a conversation with you. I just love that. Anyways,
Intimacy.
my point, straight on.
Just literally.
Keep looking at me, bro.
Just deep eye contact.
It's damn. Where was I going with this, guys?
What's talking about? Oh, language. How like?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know where I was going. No, but with language, let's go back to the high school because I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
With high school, like, did you know by that time you wanted to become a filmmaker?
No, I think I'll say no, just because I think like I didn't know. Okay, because I feel like my counselors always put. I don't have my septum. Oh wow. Surprise.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah, you just flip it.
Oh, you flipped it. Oh.
Yeah, it's because when I do makeup, I don't want it to get on it. But I think like in 8th grade, that's when I first took a film class. I took a film class that talked about like history, and we did stop motion. It was just about like 4 like gangster potatoes. We like put chains on them. Google like it was just that, but and like I like. Shout out to him. Don't know where he is, Mr. Barbara. I had the interest, and that's when I first started getting interested. But in high school, I wanted to get into music, just because anything STEM was not my interest. I think I didn't have the dedication or time to. Like, I can learn it, but I don't think like the way that I have passion for film is not the way that I'm gonna have passion for any other STEM field. So I didn't know that because I was applying to like all these schools as a music major. But film was the, because I didn't think I was going to be quote unquote talented, whatever that means in film, to be that as talented or as good enough to be a filmmaker. I always question my potential.
Yeah.
I always do. And it's bad because it's huge imposter syndrome. But I mean, I guess I didn't think about it until maybe senior year. I was like, you know what? I do wonder how many takes that took in a film. I'm always like, oh, I wonder how many, like, what angles did they use? What camera did they use? What, I wonder, like, the budget. I'm always I never seen films the way that others did, so I was like, you know what, why not?
I'm gonna sound so dumb right now. What is STEM?
Like
what is
sciences, technology, engineering, mathematics. So like bio.
So you guys would focus. The high school would focus on that.
Yeah, they all the students in my high school, they all wanted to get into like public health. They wanted, well, which is I guess a Bachelor of Arts, but you know, I think like they always wanted to get into public health. They wanted to get into bioengineering. They wanted to get into like engineering. We had college
movies.
classes.
Karla said, "I want to make movies."
I was the only one being like, "So where the filmmakers at?" You know, so where they at? Like everyone was getting like these scholarships to be like get into research. There was always college courses. I took an engineering course and I didn't like it at all in high school. A lot of math, huh? It was I was like,
are you a math person?
Never.
No, me too, man. I passed statistics with a C-.
1 + 1, man. That's all I know. I know the Pythagorean theorem. Like I have the like the equations in my head, but like I don't. Sorry, I love women in STEM, but I don't know. Like I don't have the passion the way that I have the passion for this. So
that's awesome,
like,
dude.
You know,
I think it's. Oh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just think like I just never had the support as an art student. Like everyone's seen art as a hobby, not as a career, and I was the only one who seen it as a career. And so it was like, and there was only one other person that was gonna go to like cosmetology school, and that was it. Everyone else was getting into STEM, like all these like sciencey, healthy, engineering type of careers, and I didn't see myself at that point.
That ain't it.
That is not.
I a couple months ago, I was thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I can't remember what I wanted to be before I wanted to get into anything in film.
Right.
Because at 13, I was just like, I pulled out a camera and I just started making videos with the homie Jose.
Nice.
We just started making videos, 32 of them. 32
specifically.
32. I remember kind of like, man, I'm put that in my portfolio, but they were so whack. No, I can't put. I
kind of want to see now behind the sscenes.
And we were 13, going on for about 6-7 years. We created videos, right? Damn. And I just, it's cool to know that many other people like, nah, man. Yeah, maybe I wanted to become this and that, but now, straight on, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to produce. I want to direct. I want to do cinematography. What do you want to be your focus on when it comes to your career in the future?
That's tough.
Because unfortunately I wasn't able to see you direct. I seen photos, which looks great.
Thank you.
I know you've done DP work, which is gonna premiere this upcoming festival. But I see you like both storytelling. If that's
Yeah, I mean, just a creative, honestly. Yeah. I don't have a set goal, but I do love directing. I do love writing. I do love cinematography, DP work. I don't know if you remember Lisette's caps. I DP'd that
Enclosed.
one.
Enclosed.
I DP'd for that.
Awesome.
I DP'd for Locket. I wish I could have DP'd more this semester, but I mean, I think camera is what I love. Just building it, and as well as like seeing the angles, seeing like what kind of angles make this mood, what kind of like, I love the visuals of film. And I think like I don't know, I love watching movies more than once, just because I don't know, it's hard for me to like reimagine it in my head again. I want the experience again. To me it's different. So it's like, I don't know, I guess anything that has to do with like the pre and the post. I mean the pre and the production. I want to get into post, but I know like my strong suit is like directing, maybe a little bit of writing, which my grammar is horrible, but like directing, writing, cinematography, anything in that, I think I see myself in, just because you can always like with I think angles and camera work and like lenses, it really is fun to like be on the ground to do it, to like be up in the sky to do it. It's so adventurous, and you can always see things at a different perspective, literally. So I think that
it's funny, like you talk about these angles you want to get, everything you want to get, right? Like as in like the shot. Well, I don't know if you ever seen the show Catfish.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
So like, I don't know if you ever seen the reactions when they catch the person being a catfish.
Yeah.
My dream, okay.
What are your dreams?
Because this reminds me of this. One of my dreams is to be the camera operator for that show.
Stop it. That'd be so sick.
Like I imagined it when you were talking about it. I was imagining it. I was like, I kind of see Karla doing that, like, oh crap, you know, like, oh shit,
No, literally.
oh, he's about to fight him, you know, like,
because that's how I see conversations.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, but I know what you mean. That'd be so fun, dude. You're in Catfish, Diego in Catfish.
You got like the whole monitor and everything. You got the whole easy rig,
the
like,
headset.
It's
Yeah.
funny, like, you know, when in the future you just come back home, you tell your roommates or anything, like, hey man, I got some tea today, man.
No, for real, guys, sit down. I got some shit to say. No,
It was not them in the real picture.
So remember how I told you that? Literally.
I think you have to sign a contract to like not say anything or something. I don't know how that works, but like I'm gonna tell someone.
Just don't tell anybody. No, literally.
I think that's how I don't know how it works. One of the things I have to ask, and it's something that the reason why I made the podcast is for people like you, Karla, people who are motivated, determined. That sounds like terminated. Determined, dedicated, determined, dedicated, but people who are motivated, not just in filmmaking, the career, but in life, right?
Right.
I mentioned this a while back that the reason why I made the podcast is because a friend of mine attempted suicide. Yes, that's the right term, and that's why I titled it. I'm 100% here because a lot of people, when they wake up, they wake up afraid, not afraid, more like they can't handle their own stuff, right? And I feel like people like us can tell people like them, like, hey, you're not alone, you know, in whatever stuff that is, whether you're a filmmaker, whatever if you're a psychology major, a business major, there's all types of people, right? Whatever they're studying, whatever they're doing. But people who are determined, dedicated, I feel like when we see that, we've become inspired, right? And one of the questions that I have to ask is, what are the worst and best moments that made you the person you are today? That was a lot. I just stopped talking.
No, I think to answer that question, I've also been on the other side.
Yeah.
I've experienced the other side, and it's not easy to be on the side where people didn't want you to see you go. Mm-hmm. I think the worst moments, I think in high school, honestly, I could admit that I was very insecure. I always cared about what people think. I always because people have shit to say. People always have shit to say, no matter how many times you want to prove to them that you can be better, do better. And even like in your own like home, like I think when you're always being questioned, your potential, your beauty, your worth, a bilingual woman, a woman who has immigrant parents, like all these intersecting identities, just being questioned all the time, and it just felt like I'm done, and I gotta go. Mm-hmm. Someone's calling me. I gotta go. You know what I mean? No, but like I think I just don't want to experience that again, obviously. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I did, just because now it's making me see a different perspective in life, and that like everyone is going at their own pace. Everyone needs someone to get to listen to, just because I want to give people the support that I wish I had when I was younger, because it was tough. It was really tough. My mental state was very horrid in high school, and I think like the best moments, honestly, literally leaving that area and being around here, where I'm meeting different people who might have shared similar experiences or understand my experiences, because now we're grown, dude. We're grown. Like I don't want to think about how I was 15, 16, because I know that was me being, a child. I wanted to grow up so fast to prove to myself of my independence, that like now that I have it, I'm very grateful for it. And I'm very I think now my college experiences are my best experiences, just because I'm out of the community that teared me down the most, and I don't know, I guess I'm also inspired by those who've also shared the similar experience, with your friend. I think I've also had a couple of friends who've been in that. I've also been in that, and I guess I want those best experiences to be what it is now, to share the stories and stuff, to share those experiences and everything. So I'm glad I'm here instead of being trapped 100%. Where I was before,
100%,
definitely,
dude.
But yeah,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful to hear that, dude, because obviously, one, glad you're here. That's
you.
one thing.
Thank
That's
you. I
and
appreciate
that's again that's why that's why I titled it. I'm 100% here because we don't want every morning we gotta be 100%. I know that sounds so vague or very what's the word cliche.
Definitely.
But really, like, if you wake up 100%, you're just ready for the day. Like, okay, just take a breather, tackle any obstacle that comes your way, whether it's really bad or just really good, right?
Right.
And it's cool to see that you're following a dream, dude. You're following a goal, and it's really inspiring. And I hope people can see that, especially in person when we see your film coming out very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Karla Garcia, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I gotta one thing. Any last words for the people out there watching this? Whoever's watching this.
Go watch all the other
Oh
episodes.
yeah, that's right.
Go
Yeah.
watch. I you know what? It's crazy. I was telling my friends I was watching like all of your episodes to prepare
Oh, wow.
for this. Well, hey, I mean, you gotta support. You gotta support.
Appreciate you.
Fellow
Appreciate
people,
you.
But continue what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you're for yourself. And I'm so speechless. No,
And
cut. No, I'm just and I hope everyone enjoys my film.
Yeah,
MIRA 2023.
MIRA, guys.
Hope you guys enjoy it. There's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of deeper meanings, but it could also be seen as face value, which hopefully it can bring that versatility. But go watch the other episodes.
Hell yeah, dude. Love that.
Support this man.
Let's go.
And keep doing what you're doing, and as long as you're happy, man.
MIRA is coming out May 19th at the World Theater, guys. Directed by the one and only Karla Garcia. I'm emphasizing Garcia. Proud of that. I gotta say, I'm proud of you, dude. I'm glad that we. It's sad again that we only got to talk this year, but many more projects to come, folks.
No, for sure.
Honestly, so let's keep that ball rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, thank you guys for watching. I have to say this: like and subscribe. Because I'm a YouTuber, I guess that's what they call it.
Like, subscribe, share, retweet,
comment.
Doing all that.
Just do what you gotta do, guys.
Put it on the billboards or something.
I'm excited, guys. I would love to keep working with you, dude. It's gonna be amazing.
Definitely, same.
Guys, it's gonna be a great day. Have a great. What's today? What's today's date? Friday?
Today's Friday, the 28th.
Let's do this, guys. It's almost Saturday, guys. Karla,
Weekend.
again, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're out, guys. And 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, I gotta turn this off now. Okay. And
Testing.
and the people who are in audio hearing this, we are out now.
Bye.